Hey parents, so we did a writing celebration video just a few weeks ago, but we just keep learning more stuff all the time, and now we're starting to work on, in addition to the already good writing you're doing, where you have a hook that makes people want to read it, and the evidence to support and the conclusion as well. Why don't we use really incredible nouns, and adjectives that describe the noun, and verbs and adverbs that describe the verb? And so this video is just to select a few of the students who really caught on to that this week and celebrate how cool it is when we use classy words when we write, right, Roxy? Yeah, right. So here they are, right? Yeah. Oh, babe, you're so good. We were reading paired texts on a mother cat and a mother chicken, and their job was to say which one is a better mother. And so here's Jed's hook. Just listen to this. It was a cold, breezy night. Look at those adjectives. Wow. A dark, black, brownish cat. Whoa, see this verb? Scattered through the quiet, dark forest, looking for a place to have her babies. And then listen to this. Look at this phrase at the beginning. On the other side of the earth, a chicken was gathered in her pen on a warm, shiny morning, ready to lay eggs. And so we were so blown away by Jed's good writing, we thought, you know what? We could all do this. And so, yeah, who to Jed for starting us out on this cool journey. Mars, to do some more exploring to see if there's life on planet Mars. And here's what Anthony did to start his essay off. 1, 2, 3, take off. Swoosh. Hear that word? Wow. Look at this adjective, the daring, perseverance. Look at this verb, zoomed off into that endless dark distance. Wow, Anthony. 7 months later, spunky perseverance descends on the dusty, chilly Mars. The dusty, chilly air surrounded the brave rover as its wheels made their first turns. The stray tracks from other rovers were fading away in the dusty Marathon Valley entrance. The spooked Perseverance took pictures of the tracks as fast as he could before they fade away. Perseverance has a built-in drill to collect red dirt to put them in a very safe spot for the other rovers to come to take them back to Earth. And then comes his question hooks. Have you ever had to take pictures for your job? Have you ever had to collect red dirt for your job? And then, of course, he tells all about it and ends with a conclusion. Whoa, way to go. Anthony's everywhere when old Perseverance the rover rolls over the crusty terrain, taking pictures of Mars for the curious scientists. Wow, Dalian, do you like Mars? Have you ever seen Mars? And then he goes on to tell about all of his evidence. Bravo, Dalian, just beautifully flowing through space. So he's telling about the trip to Mars, slowly moving through the dark atmosphere. Finally, you see some light. Almost to your destination on Mars. You just can't wait. You're too excited as you're looking through the camera of the rover. You're wondering what's on Mars. You finally arrive at Mars, and it looks nothing like you imagined. And then he says, you're so disappointed until the big meteor crater. You're just looking at the screen on the rover makes you feel like you're actually on Mars. The old rusty Perseverance was so cold it was almost frozen. Beautiful. Eli, way to go. Scattered around the surface of Mars while the chilly wind circulated. As the red sand blew with the wind, the old tracks were fading. While the new tracks led the way, the rover snaps pictures of Mars, snap, sent to scientists' computers as the scientists absorbed, whoa, what a word, the picture to answer the big question. And then she goes on with her hooks. Do you ever wonder what Mars is like? You want to go to Mars? You think Mars is a good place to live? And there she goes with all of her evidence. Oh my gosh. Look at you, Jasmine. Wow. The rover. Hear those adjectives? Wow. The metallic, shiny rover named Perseverance strolled out of the enormous rocket ship and scattered around the big, dusty planet Mars, collecting and examining the soil there. And here comes this hook. You ever heard of Perseverance the rover? And there's his Evidence. Yahoo, Jed. Peek at Jordan Longs as the space rover looks at the lifeless reddish planet called Mars, the rocks scattered on a brownish red ground. I gazed at the leftover dirt by using the space rover. While the space rover took hundreds of images, it took samples. Here comes his hooks. Is there life on Mars? Have you ever had a job of taking pictures? Have you ever had a job taking samples and collecting dirt? That's what this whole thing was about. And there's his evidence. Beautiful. Jordan, gigantic rocket has landed. Red sand was all it could see. In the distance, red, dusty rocks were covering the planet. If you were on this planet, you would look up and see a light gray sky with a little bit of white. In that sky, there would be very little atmosphere. You would see a lifeless planet that has lonely tracks from the one of the 5 rovers. Perseverance took pictures of the scattered rocks as the pretty red dirt flew all over. Looks like there's no life on Mars, but the brave Perseverance comes to see if there's any sign of life on this mysterious planet. Oh my gosh, Cadence, look at this. And then she says, look at the mystery she has in this. Do you know what planet this is? Hint, it's not the Earth. Is it Venus? No, it's too hot. How about Uranus? No, too cold. Can we have another hint? Yes, it's by Earth. Oh, I know, it's the red planet Mars. And she goes on to tell all about it. Bravo, just beautiful. Way to go, Cadence. Great. Oh my gosh, Joseph. The sky is a type of brown. They observed a planet called Mars, the 4th planet from the sun. It's all red. Do you know what the rover is? And there he goes on to tell all about it. Oh, Joseph, you are amazing. Yahoo! Perseverance landed safely on Mars while red sand blew with force. And the unknown, oh my gosh, listen to this. And the unknown started to fade away. The adventurous rover started to take pictures of the tracks, and 12 minutes later, NASA got it. Do you know what a rover is? Look at his hooks. Do you know what Mars is? Do you know what Perseverance is? And then he goes on to tell all about it. Beautiful. Connor. Wow. Here comes Kyle. Perseverance, the Mars rover. Landing in 3, 2, 1, bonk. There's nothing but red dust in the endless distance. The leftover tracks of the other rovers were fading away in the sandy rock valley. The Zero crater had big and little rocks seated. Oh my gosh, look at that verb. Seated there like they were frozen in place. In the faraway distance, the Perseverance crawled across, making the Perseverance shrink smaller and smaller. The brave Perseverance gazed at the massive red planet that was surrounding him in the red, thin atmosphere. It was like a red Cheeto Puff, but not tiny. And here come her hooks. Have you ever seen a rover? Do you know what a rover is? Do you know any kind of spacecraft? Are you an astronaut? Do you know what it feels like to be in space? And then she goes on with her essay. My gosh, Kyle, that's stunning. 1 blast off. 7 months? That's crazy. Perseverance said in an automated voice. After 7 months in February 2021, he eventually made it to the frigid red planet. He's the 5th rover that landed on Mars. Bleep, bloop, blorp, said the blissful, cheerful rover as he arrived in the Jezero crater to look for life. Rocks were scattered everywhere. Vroom, zoom, as Perseverance was studying samples to find life on the red planet. But what is the red planet? Do you like science? Do you know what Mars is? Do you know what Perseverance is? Then she goes on telling about it. As Perseverance was gazing at the cold, deep darkness of space, he was curious. What's going to happen on Mars? He said in a mechanical voice. And she goes on and on. Oh my gosh. It doesn't get better than that, Layla. Hats off to you. Stuff. Perseverance glides. Oh, love that verb. From Earth's atmosphere and takes its last photograph of Earth as it ascends. And you hear that verb? Into the dark abyss of space and time. And 7 months in the dark abyss waiting to get to Mars. Finally, lonely. Perseverance gets on to the dark red planet Mars. Finally, Perseverance roughly lands on the Mars, just beating China's rover. And he goes on and on. Wow, bravo, Malachi. Shiny rover landed softly on Mars. It's been flying for 7 months and landed on February 2021, and it's on Mars because it's collecting. Have you seen a rover? Yahoo to Mars in the tremendous black outer space. Then 7 months later, Perseverance lands on a big, rocky, and desert-like planet Mars. Do you know about the rover Perseverance? Yahoo, man. Listen to this. 3, 2, 1, takeoff. Swish. The big rocket rushed through the air, entering blackness and stars in the sky. Wow, Ronnie. 7 months later in February 2021, boom, the unknown Perseverance landed on Mars. The Mars dust went in through the air. The stray, red, lonely, colossal Perseverance. Wee brave trails faded away. NASA starts checking on Mars, a gray, red Perseverance. And then he has his hooks. That is so beautiful, Ronnie. Wow. It's warm, but a cool, chalky breeze rose through the air. The grayish sky showed brightly. The sound of pictures clicked, like if someone were to tap a table. Tracks were created in the rocky ground. No sound was made. It was lifeless. As it took samples, it was stored in a very safe place. Do you think you know what that is talking about? Moon? No. Saturn? No. Mars? Yes, you got it. But do you know why we know all that? You know what? I won't make you guess again. We know much about Mars, and then she goes on to tell all about it. So beautiful. And then she ends it with the cool conclusion. You think Mars can and did carry life? Bravo day. Wow, I love that orange sky day. A rover is taking pictures of our next planet to live on. That's profound. You could see red sand tracks dissolving and then becoming new ones. Right now, our rover is still up there taking hundreds, even thousands of pictures for every scientist to study and discover. And then comes her hook. Have you ever explored space? Have you seen Mars? Beautiful. It looks like it's a beach, but it has no water. It is a flaming red mixed with bay color. Who knows? Mars might even have life. Do you know what a space rover is? Now he's getting into his hooks. Have you ever heard about the investigation of Mars? Do you know that Mars is our next door neighbor? And he goes on with his whole essay. Wade hasn't been here very long, but man, he is just taking off. Way to go, Zach. 1, 2, 3, boom. In 7 months, a rover lands onto a red, dusty, chilly planet. Listen to this phrase. Away from Earth, the fearless rover is dashing and researching the surface of the planet and gathering samples for the curious scientists. Here comes his hooks. Have you ever been a scientist? Have you ever sent a rover to Mars? Have you studied something? Swoosh, there's a fearless rover that is dashing around Mars, and he goes on and on. Wow, beautiful. Zachary, Yahoo, to you. Just by a robot? Wow, what a good hook. She put her hook at the beginning of the question. Here comes her background. As the spacecraft was storming through the beautiful shadowless sky filled with stars going to Mars, they had landed, spacecraft leaving a brave rover called Perseverance. When the rover is left alone, then the rover travels away in the chilly breeze, flies away on a red planet called Mars. Then the rover keeps riding in the deep and checks if Mars can be a new place called home. Beautiful. Zayana, way to go. So that was just our beginning on using powerful words. Oh my gosh, we're going to have so much fun in the rest of the year perfecting that skill. And we video changed the format of using the video, so I cut off some of the beginning. So I apologize for that, and I'll know better next time. We learn by doing, don't we? But Yahoo to the 4th graders and what they're doing. I'm so impressed. Every day they make my day. Yahoo.